Kilometer square in the year of 1999. So here in first row you can see this first row shows the area in each covered by each class in 1999, and this row shows the area covered by each class in 2020, and the last row shows the change in particular class. And here the minus sign shows the decrement in the particular class. So we can say that the vegetation class has been decreased by 1.07 kilometer square, or we can say the winter class has been increased by 0.91 kilometer square. So this is the change detection analysis in a particular area. Okay. So I would like to go into the conclusion section of my study. So here I have classified 5 main classes, that is vegetation, agriculture, data, water bodies, and sandbar. Okay, and I found that some major findings have been included here. I found that maximum likelihood outperformed the other methods with an overall accuracy of 91%. And if we talk about the other methods, the parallel pipe and marginal distance performed equally in overall accuracy, but the kappa coefficient is slightly greater for parallel pipe. And if we talk about the change detection I have obtained, the urbanization has been increased by 0.91 kilometer square, whereas the vegetation and agriculture decreased by 1.07 and 1.35 kilometer square respectively. And this variation can be considered as a result of population growth, or there might be some other reasons. So here, at last, I would like to say that this study describes the role of satellite image classification to monitor a large geographical area with low cost and time, and the results can be used further for different analysis.
This works just this classification or pixel one?
Pixel, yes.
To prepare a ground truth, you have just visual instruction or some kind of survey.
No, visual interpretation only. Actually, I have created 30 random points in my classified image, and that random points I have opened in the Google Earth also. And by comparing each and every point by visual interpretation, because the Google Earth images have high resolution data, so we can identify that this type of object is there. So, in that basis, I am better.
So, this what you have used very basic classification.
Yes, sir.
The reason.
So, but basic, but
why not advanced techniques like?
Yes, sir. In my next one, I'll surely use that method also. But I've used these methods because these are very popular methods. In fact, in my one of my research articles, I have made a complete list of the popular methods used in this work, basically. So, from that list, I've made just a random combination of these. Right, these are the 5 main classes that should be classified.
No particular classes. Randomly picked up that these are the 5 major classes. Classified.
Yes, we can classify some other classes.
And determine the area of the particular class in that.
Sir, actually,
Have you done any kind of georeferencing?
Georeferencing, sir, actually, I've just calculated the accuracy with the output using Google Earth, right? And I've calculated after the classification I've performed, I've used because I've used the tool Aridas Imaging, which is inbuilt only functioning in it, and I've made an attribute table which basically gives the data that which class is covered by which area in form of hectares. So I've just converted the hectares into kilometers.
So entire classification is done with the alphabet R.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the audience?
Any queries? Okay. Thank you so much.
Now I would like to invite our second author, Mallika Kulyal. She would be presenting a review on machine learning approaches for crop yield production.
Good afternoon, all of you. My name is Mallika Kulyal, and I am presenting my paper, the topic Machine Learning Approaches for Crop Yield Prediction. It's a review paper. Okay. So, machine learning is an important decision support tool for crop yield prediction. Here, there are going to be 20 research papers. I'm going to show you the review of those 20 research papers, and those 20 research papers are based on the crop yield prediction. Current study presents a detailed analysis of the application of machine learning for predicting crop yield for different data sets. Here, different data sets are the features, the independent variables that in which crop yield depends. 20 research papers from databases like IEEE Explore, Springer Link, Science Direct, and Google Scholar have been selected and filtered. These papers focus on latest publication. The last 5 years papers from 2018 to 2022. Only these papers have been examined, these papers have been analyzed, and critical analysis have been done. The observations will be shown to you in a tabular format. After the examination, random forest was the most frequently used machine learning model among those 20 papers. Whereas if we talk about deep learning technique, then deep neural networks, CNN, was the most commonly used method. Next. Crop yield prediction, we all know that first of all, machine learning, which is a branch of artificial intelligence, it approaches are used in many fields, ranging from supermarkets, evaluating the customers' reviews, in every field we see machine learning and deep learning. The topic here is crop yield prediction, and it is one of the challenging problems in precision agriculture. Why are we saying challenging problems? Is that if the yield is low, then the farmer's income and the economy totally depends on the yield of the crop. Here, by using machine learning models in our prediction, in predicting crop yield, in predicting the yield of the crop, it will help the farmers with their income, with their economy, and for crop production, for better crop production. Models need to be trained using data sets where outcomes are represented based on past experience. We take historical data, the historical data is taken, And on basis of those historical data, a prediction model is formed using these machine learning models or deep learning models.
Okay, sir.
So this is just a review paper that represents a comparative evaluation or analysis of associated studies. There are 20 research papers randomly has been chosen based on this topic in prediction. Next. Methodology. The databases have been utilized. I2P Export, Single Link, Science Direct, and Google Scholar. And let me make this clear that only open access data, open access papers have been filtered. Keyword-based search for journals, articles, and conference papers. We are taking journals, we are taking articles and conference papers. So the keywords that have been used is property prediction, property forecasting, and crop identification. These are the keywords that have been used in these databases. Next slide. Now we use some criteria, exclusion criteria, and these are the filters that have been used. Papers that are not linked with mean prediction have been excluded. Papers other than in English languages have been excluded. Full text of the article publication is not present. That means it is not open access papers that have been excluded. Article, if it is a survey article, that has been excluded. Publication which is published before 2018, only the latest 5 years papers have been included. Before 2018 papers have been excluded. And 20 research publications have been chosen. There were many papers, but in this paper only 20 research papers have been chosen for further study, for the analysis. So this is the review of papers. The table. The table. First column is the name of the paper, the name of the title of the paper. Second is the data set. Third is algorithms that have been used. And last column is observation, the analysis part. Summary of these papers. So the papers were quite huge, and summary of this paper, summary of the analysis have been mentioned in the observation column. So I will discuss all the papers. One by one, all the papers. So I'll discuss all the papers one by one. So these are the papers. Next slide. I have included, there are 20 papers. Most of the papers is included there in the table. For example, I'll discuss one paper here.
You are supposed to discuss only your objective.
So these are the observations. The last column is the observation. The analysis that has been done of
What
each
is
paper.
overall objective?
The overall
Based on
column.
this video, what is your overall? You simply discuss.
That I'll discuss at the end.
Just a quick tip.
Next one. So these are the major findings of the paper. What I have concluded from these findings is that the most used machine learning algorithm is random forest and decision trees. Among all these algorithms, the models that have been used, and which have given good accuracy prediction. And the most used deep learning is the deep neural networks, CNN part. Convolution neural network has been used. Back propagation has been used here in some of the papers. One more thing is, each and every paper differs in their prediction model. Prediction models that have been generated, each paper differs on the basis of the data set. Second column is the data set part. Next slide. For example, the data set here, the first paper is an efficient crop yield prediction using machine learning. Data set has been used as production details of the crop, soil, environmental parameters, rainfall, temperature, humidity, pH. All these are the crop parameters. In the second, the other paper, crop yield, this one, the third one, comparison between major artificial intelligence models of crop yield prediction. Case study of the Midwestern United States. So here the data set was huge. Cropland data layer was there, which was extracted from CDL, cropland data layer. Cropland data layer has been taken from the government agriculture sector. And meteorological data is T mean is temperature mean, temperature minimum, temperature maximum, and precipitation. Then we have statistics on crop yield, soybean, and corn. US Agriculture Department has given the data of the statistics data. Hydrological data contain soil moisture. So these were the data sets, the data sources that have been collected for this paper. On the basis of this data set, predictions have been done using the models, and the analysis is shown in the last column. Next. The results section says that from our investigation, we have stated that most used models are random forest and decision tree. Deep learning models are being used in some of the papers. Deep neural networks, deep learning models have given much more better, you can say, accurate prediction model. The predictions have been done better in deep learning models because I think decision trees are the traditional machine learning, and deep learning is much better than machine learning models. These are the traditional machine learning models. Now, this is the figure that shows the early distribution of machine learning based papers. 2022, the distribution, and 21, 2020, 2019, and 2018. So, from this graph, we can say that the number of papers year-wise is increasing of floppy prediction. From 2018 to 2022, it's increasing. 2022, we are at the half of this 2022 year. So the papers is equal to 21, and the frequency of the papers publications is increasing. So the distribution of machine learning based papers on floppy prediction per database over last 5 years. Now this is the on the basis of the database that have been used. IEEE explored in the science area, we have Fingerlink and Google Scholar. Google Scholar has given the most papers, and IEEE and Science Direct has equal number of papers that have been examined, and this is on the basis of the last 5 years, latest publications. And now I would like to conclude that the 20 papers that have been examined, there were no proper conclusion. We cannot make any proper conclusion that which machine learning model is optimal for prediction, because for predicting data set, for generating a prediction model, we can't say that this particular model is suitable for all the data sets. It depends on the data sets and the parameters, the features that have been used. They are the independent variables that have been used. Here the independent variables, as I told you earlier, pH, rainfall, soil, moisture, temperature. These were the independent variables where yield has to be predicted, and yield will be the target variable, independent variable. So, random forest neural networks are the most used algorithms. This does not imply that these algorithms will outperform all other methods or any other model. That is not the conclusion. But most of the studies use variety of machine learning model to test which model had the best prediction. And also, we've also used some metrics for the evaluation metrics have been used to analyze the results. Survey papers also use prediction accuracy also to determine comparative analysis of algorithms that have been used. So accuracy and some evaluation metrics have been used to quantitatively analyze the results. At last, I would like to say that the authors who want to go with this field of profit prediction, interconnecting machine learning model or deep learning with agriculture sector, they can use this paper. They can read these papers, and they'll get the summary of those 20 papers of later publications instead of reading one by one. If you want to read, if you want to know the working of a particular model or some mathematical expression, the working of, the in detail, then the paper will be, then you can read the paper individually, but you can get the summary of those 20 papers from this written paper. Thank you.
The use of crop yield.
So the use is that as the crop production is failing. The farmers are not getting proper production of the crop. Yield has to increase.
It is for farmers or it is for policy?
No, it is for farmers. My research is for farmers, not for policymakers.
But this particular problem, the yield production, I think it is more useful for the policymakers.
So the research papers I have studied, and the topic of my research also is predicting crop yield to increase the yield of the crop in the hilly region of Command by using machine learning models. This is my research topic. I have examined these papers on the
Suppose I have cultivated some crop in a particular area. 2 months. I realize that yield
is not
is
increasing.
not as that much.
That is not increasing, yes.
So at that time, how can I increase this product?
For that, a software prediction model will be made from being a.
Is it really possible
Yes, sir, it is possible.
to increase the production? at that
Yes,
area?
sir, it is possible. If the first of all we need yield data from the historical data from the.
No, but farmers, they do not have any knowledge of the data.
So that is one thing. Recommended systems have been made, portals have been built, and once the model is developed, it has to be deployed, and a website is made. People have also made Android applications also for those farmers. Everybody has smartphones today, so they can use that. They have to enter the parameters, as I discussed, the features they have to input, and those features will be.
Actually, farmers, they do not have data. They do not know the parameters. They do not know the. And actually, in order to increase the production, we have to work at the hands of the plants. We need to know whether there is deficiency of any nutrition,
Fertilizers.
That is the way to increase the production. So how it is going to help the farmer in that aspect?
So there are papers. There also is one paper where fertilizer data set is a second data set and first data set is a crop data set. So they have used the amount of fertilizers, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium that has been used. They will enter the values. Everything the model will be trained by us. They just have to enter the values and they'll get the yield value from that portal or from that model.
So you told that the random forest is one of the most widely valued.
After examining this.
Could you identify it?
So there is no particular reason behind it. It is a classification model. It classifies as well as it is a regression model
There
also.
are so many techniques. One particular
So it is-
technique is being used more than others, then there should be some reason.
The random forest is one of the models. It is an ensemble algorithm. That's what we can say, ensemble algorithm.
That's good.
And it uses decision trees. And
Also good.
computation is quite good with random forest. It is not the papers. The authors have not specified in their papers why they have used random forest. They
But
have
it was
used
your
bunch.
responsibility because you are doing the review work. It is your responsibility to identify it. So that the reader of your paper
Yes, sir.
they will benefit.
They have mentioned bunch of models, and after doing the evaluation part, they have or after developing the prediction model, they have evaluated that random forest works the best or it has the highest accuracy. Okay. Thank you.
Now, I would like to invite our next author, Sunil Verma, who will be presenting on artificial neural network based numerical climate modeling, predict the weather in the region of Uttarakhand and Nepal.
दोनों को यहाँ फिनिश कर वेदर करके और इसमें फाइनल सबमिशन में आना फाइनल सबमिशन है टोटल पीपीटी निकाल लीजिए
सर आप उधर खड़े हो जाइए
पीपीटी होगा afternoon to one and all present here. My topic is artificial neural network and its comparative model to predict the weather. Basically, first of all, we have to know about the network. Network means when we share something, means connection of two or more things who share information, that is called network. And when it comes about the neural network, that means neurons are attached here. Means, and when it comes towards the neural network or artificial neural network, that means we are making a thing that is related to our brain. Means neurons are that thing. I want to say this in this manner that कि मैं एक आ रहा था रास्ते से तो एक बच्चे की एक फिंगर वर्क नहीं कर रही थी, तो मैंने पूछा उससे आपकी फिंगर वर्क क्यों नहीं कर रही है, तो इसने कहा कि दैट मीन सिग्नल पास नहीं हो रहा है, दैट मीन नेटवर्क इज नॉट वर्किंग प्रॉपरली. उसकी केवल एक फिंगर में प्रॉब्लम थी, दैट मीन्स न्यूरॉन्स इज नॉट वर्किंग प्रॉपरली. और ये प्रॉब्लम जो होती है, ये जो ब्रेन स्ट्रोक वाले पेशेंट्स हैं उनके साथ भी बहुत सारी दिखाई देती है. ये एक रीजन और है इसका. The thing is that my topic is artificial neural network based on the comparative model. I have chosen some review papers. I have reviewed some papers, and on the basis of that review paper, I am going to the next slide. Introduction. My introduction is this: I am predicting the weather using the neural network. In India, weather is very unpredictable. And when we come towards the Uttarakhand region, that means here are climaticology is very different place to place here. Means अगर हम यहाँ बात करें तो हल्द्वानी भी है, नैनीताल भी है, और विद इन 1 आवर के डिस्टेंस में यहाँ पर बहुत सारा टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस है. तो इसमें ये कह सकते हैं कि हम जगह जगह पे यहाँ पर टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस है. और जब बात टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस की आती है तो वहाँ पर ये बात आ जाती है कि यहाँ पर नॉन लीनियर रेग्रेशन लगेगा, क्योंकि टेम्परेचर डिफरेंट है. जहां पर भी जो भी चीजें हमारी ऐसी आएंगी जहां नॉन लीनियर होगा वहां नॉन लीनियर रेग्रेशन लगेगा, और उसके हिसाब से हम इससे पहले जो यूज किया जाता था वो लीनियर रेग्रेशन का यूज किया जाता. नेक्स्ट, आर्टिफिशियल न्यूरल नेटवर्क. आर्टिफिशियल न्यूरल नेटवर्क मीन्स हम जब ट्रेन करते हैं किसी सिस्टम को ऐसे कि वो वर्क करे ब्रेन की तरह से. अभी सुबह जब सर बोल रहे थे, मिश्रा सर बोल रहे थे कि जैसे एक पिक्चर है, उस पिक्चर को हमने प्रोसेस किया, किसी बच्चे की या किसी सेलिब्रिटी की हमने हाफ पिक्चर देखी, उसके हिसाब से हमको ये आइडिया लग जाता है कि कौन सा सेलिब्रिटी है अगर हम देख रहे हैं. लेकिन अगर हमारा कंप्यूटर न्यूरल नेटवर्क बेस्ड नहीं होगा तो वो नहीं समझ सकता कि किस सेलिब्रिटी की पिक्चर है. या अभी जो रिसेंटली वर्क इसमें चला है, आपने शायद उसका देखा होगा, एक स्पेक्स का एग्जाम्पल है. वो स्पेक्स लगा के बता देता है कि इस तरीके का बच्चा ये दिखेगा आदमी. यस सर.
It's very nice stuff.
Yes, sir. I am coming to that. I am coming to the next slide. This is the rainfall prediction model. In which first thing is we get the data set, and we get the data set, that is huge data set. And next point is we refine that data. उस डेटा को हम रिफाइन करेंगे उसका नेक्स्ट पॉइंट में, और उसके बाद उस डेटा में एक मेन थिंग होती है, that is missing data. Whenever we got the null value, it will give always error. That means we have to remove that, or we have to minimize the null values. Next thing, future prediction means that means we have to use 70% data for training data and 30% data for testing set. And after that, we get the result, and the forthcoming result will we will get the result from that data, and after that we get the graphs and other things. And more, the main thing is that कि जो डेटा हमको मिला है उसके हिसाब से हम एक टारगेटेड वैल्यू निकालेंगे जिसमें एक डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल होगा और एक इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल होगा. इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल को गेट करने के हमारे पास बहुत सारे तरीके हो सकते हैं. फर्स्ट थिंग इज दैट कि हम जो मेट्रोलॉजिकल है वहां से डेटा लें, तो एक तरीका वो है. दूसरा तरीका ये है कि जो सर्वे करें उससे लें. नेक्स्ट थिंग इज दैट कि डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल क्या है हमारा, तो इसके हिसाब से हमारा इंडिपेंडेंट और डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल निकलता है इसमें, और उसके हिसाब से हम रिजल्ट निकालते हैं, और हम एक न्यूरल नेटवर्क को डिजाइन करते हैं जिसमें हमारा डेटा सेट जाता है. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. तो इसमें अभी जो वर्क चला है रेनफॉल मॉडल और वेदर प्रेडिक्शन मॉडल, इसमें बहुत सारे वर्क हुए हैं. तो जो हमारा आने वाला प्रोपोज वर्क है वो ये है कि अभी तक कोई भी ऐसा प्रेडिक्शन नहीं हुआ है जो बहुत सही तरीके से रिजल्ट दे सके, और मिनट वाइज मतलब हर सेकेंड वाइज मिनट वाइज तो हमारा प्रपोज वर्क ये रहेगा कि हर टाइम वाइज जो है ये हमारे को रिजल्ट अच्छा दे। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। ओरिजिन ऑफ प्रपोजल ये है कि रिसेंटली उत्तराखंड में जब ये कुछ समय पहले यहाँ पर अभी कैची में जो ये रेन वो हुई थी, रेन क्लाउड बस्ट हुआ था, उससे यहाँ बहुत सारा डिजास्टर हो गया था, बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम हुई थी। तो वहां से ये आइडिया आया कि ऐसा प्रिडिक्शन हो सकती है। तो इस प्रिडिक्शन के लिए आर्टिफिशियल न्यूरल नेटवर्क का यूज किया गया और बहुत सारे रिव्यू पेपर्स पढ़े गए जो गूगल स्कॉलर से हमको मिल गए थे। बेसिकली थिंग यही है कि हम जो भी है वो डेटा को लें, उसको इस तरीके से डिजाइन करें कि हमको वो मिनिमम एरर के साथ हमको रिजल्ट दे। दैट इज कॉल्ड MSE, मीन स्क्वायर एरर। दैट इज कॉल्ड मीन स्क्वायर एरर। और मीन स्क्वायर एरर का मतलब ये है कि हमारी जो एरर्स हैं वो मिनिमम रहे इसमें। आगे मेथोडोलॉजी में हम ये यूज करेंगे। इसमें बेसिकली हम ये चेक करेंगे इसमें मेथड्स में, पहले तो हम डेटा लेंगे, उसके हिसाब से मॉडल बनाएंगे और उस मॉडल के हिसाब से हम प्रिडिक्ट करेंगे पहले। तो इसमें भी हम ये देखेंगे कि हमारे कितने न्यूरॉन्स यूज करके हमारा जो रिजल्ट है वो कितना एक्यूरेट रिजल्ट दे रहा है, और नंबर ऑफ हिडन लेयर्स यूज करके कि हमारा रिजल्ट कितना एक्यूरेट आ रहा है, हम इस चीज को यूज करेंगे इसमें। तो जो हमने निकाला, जो एनालिसिस निकला इसमें, वो ये था कि हमने डेटा लिया और उसमें न्यूरॉन्स को डिवाइड किया 10, 15, 20 में। तो हम जब जैसे जैसे हम न्यूरॉन्स को बढ़ाते जाते हैं तो हमारा रिजल्ट जो है वो नियर बाई जो हमारा प्रिडिक्शन है उसके नियर बाई पहुँचता है। और हिडन लेयर्स जैसे जैसे हमारी बढ़ती है तो हमारा रिजल्ट भी नियर बाई उसके पहुँचता है। सर यही है जो इंक्लूड कर रहा हूँ कि ये प्रिडिक्शन है।
Means that we have hundreds of hidden layers, then we get better results.
नो सर, उसमें भी ये है कि उसकी भी लिमिटेशन है सर, कि मतलब कि कुछ पर्टिकुलर उसकी लिमिट के लेयर दे सकते हैं, उससे ज़्यादा हम ले भी नहीं सकते, क्योंकि हमने 10, 20 अभी 10, 15, 20 को ही लिया है, ये न्यूरॉन्स को लिया है।
Is there any criteria to determine the number of hidden layers?
सर जो अभी हमने लिए थे वो मिनिमम 3 वो क्राइटेरिया फिक्स है कि वो उतने लेंगे, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं लेंगे। लेकिन ये है कि जैसे जैसे हम हिडन लेयर्स को बढ़ाएंगे तो रिजल्ट हमारा नियर बाई एक्यूरेसी के होगा।
Now I would like to invite our next speaker, Kuldeep Singh. He would be presenting on a comparative analysis of stock price prediction techniques. Kuldeep Singh is not here, so we proceed with Hemchandra Joshi, and he would be presenting on computational intelligence applications in smart grid.
Good afternoon, all of you. My name is Hemchandra Joshi. I am research scholar, IMT Meerut. My topic is computational intelligence application in smart grid. Moving onwards, Mr. Sir and this designates. Everybody were telling computer intelligence. What is computer intelligence? It is the ability learning of computer by virtue of feeding data computer to perform tasks. So in computer intelligence, this performing task is done by the our main done by the network. This is a neural network, PG logic circuit and evaluatory algorithm. In neural network, it is a number of layers. This input of the input of the one layer is go to the second layer. Second layer also is connecting with the nodes.
Speak general stuff, just come to the problem. Only
This individual and this mother three basic we have this algorithm network solving our power grid problem. Okay? A power grid क्या होता है? Power grid is what we can say in terms of Uttarakhand. हमारी क्या हो रहा है? We are generating power from the Dholi Ganga project and some is coming from the Rishikesh. Okay? We are having two power grids in Uttarakhand. One is in Kachipur, one is in Rishikesh. So what problem is there? Actually, what problem we are facing? This problem is coming during the summer month and the winter month. In that, load crisis is there. So in this figure, it is on the from this is a general figure. From various sources, power is generated is given to the one transmission station. From transmission station, it is further distributed to the other area like industrial plants, planted city, and others. Next. Thus, this optimum, what is our basic need? Our transmission should be accurate and means there should not be any loss, any data loss, any transmission loss. This should not be there. That with the help of the completely intelligence, we are doing this. Next. Now, computer is they are four methods. Number one is the self-healing. Self-healing means whatever this all thing, the computer, what we are doing is substation. We are one monitor is there. Okay? What problem we are facing? Two operators, what we used to be do. Sometimes load increasing, they have to shut down one side of energy, then fed to the other side. So from this problem already program is made. That is in our transmission substation. That is the self-healing. That is the one process in which automatically computer will do work. Somewhere load is increasing, decreasing, that it will do. Number of this is dynamic including program. In this automatically load will increase and decrease. Okay? As per our requirements. Like in summer month, what is happening in Bajpur and this area, farmers are rising with the electricity. But that thing will already be done. What process will be done? Inside electricity will be cut. It is given to this Bajpur Kachipur that area. Next one. The functions will be carried out in the power grid. What function with the computational intelligence? Advanced monitoring. Advanced monitoring means how much plant energy is generated. That will be shown in the meter, power meter. Yeah? That will be what we are monitoring. Power factor, voltage, current, everything will be monitored in this. Second, in the forecasting. Forecast means that how easily and accurately that load should be transferred. That will be done of the neural network and all things before I have discussed. Not only the decision making. Decision making means what? When we say about in terms of computer science, decision making means with the help of computer intelligence, with your algorithm, automatically will be done. While load is requirement is there, automatically load will be transferred. Now, third is the optimization algorithm. This is the algorithm is used, like linear regression, non-linear regression is there. In that, it will be predicted. Now, computation, that's method is self-healing. This system will be itself. It is all programming is in place. It will be ultimately it will done. And there is the immunity. What is in whenever a man is here, we say his immunity is good. 18 months, his resistance power is more. Same case in terms of electricity, in computer science. All good program is fed so that our grid can work easily. Even now we can say that with the same method how it works. In that is a physics system. Physics is just nothing. It is a computer science. It says 0 and 1. When 0 is there means somewhere some potential transformer is something that will indicate. 1 means it will with the help of breaker and something with the programming it will come. That is the physics system. Neural network is a maiden layer. Evaluatory computing means advanced. Automatically some problem is there, it will complete. Next question. Now this is the basic, we can say, heart of our grid system. So whenever you say in physics terms, what is the whatever input you are giving, that stream should be to be transferred. For that, what we need in physics? We need a impedance or maximum input data to be transferred. But in case of computer science, we are using some time delay network. Time delay means what? For microsecond, millisecond, that our system breaker will be off. Or if load is more, so that power will be off. So that time delay function is doing. That is with the programming. It is done. Now it is come to the the all thing will be controlled by this neural network. That is hitting this is the logic. This all will be controlled. This is that is the this thing now in terms of your station over transmitter penetrator breaker and all. That breaker will be keeping and done by a DC generator that is controlling 24 volt DC is required for breaking and only of 32 kV to 20 kV voltage. Conclusion is sir, our basic aid with the help of computer intelligence, how accurately and without any consumer means requirement, how equal load to be transferred. Means in maximum people, how can they consume electricity? Okay, thank you.
Now, I would like to invite our next speaker, Pankaj. He will be speaking on machine learning for yield prediction.
लगे हमें ये नहीं दिख रहा है ना, नहीं तो बनना नहीं पड़ता। क्लास की जो है सेकंड लास्ट इसके नहीं इसके ऊपर मेमोग्राम है सेकंड लास्ट
Analysis
क्वालिटी की मिल गई नेट से ही आ रहा था और ऐसे शायद पावर में
इसमें 16% है
वही करना बैठा तो
Good afternoon. Very good afternoon. My topic is machine learning for yield prediction from a review report. This is the review report. I read 13 paper. Then after that, write the methodology and work of the machine learning yield prediction. Now, now introduction. Global food security is one of the goal of United Nations. And second thing, 700 million people from 76 countries still food insecure, and global food production need to increase by 50% to meet the demand by 2050. Climate change hampering the crop yield, and last one, crop management is highly important to ensure desired yield. In sense,
the main concept behind this yield prediction, because in future we lost 50%, we want to increase the 50% crop production. That's why this is the key problem of the in future. Now next one. Now crop yield, this is the prediction. Crop yield data are highly important policy decision making. First of all, the crop yield, if we find out the prediction how much crop will be developed in future year, then we will create the policy. So that this is the very good for the policy making for the government. And second one, conventional method for yield prediction, one labor incentive possibly having uncertainty. In sense, if we find out the how much production will be developed, then we easily find out the how much labor will be used for this crop cultivating. Now next one, remote sensing technology and image processing having made possible to make yield prediction with good accuracy. With the help of remote sensing, we find out the yield prediction easily, and this is a very useful technology, remote sensing. And then satellite, unmanned aerial vehicles and handle device important source for information. And basically this device UAV we also use for the find out the image and then processing. Now next. Sensor for imaging. Generally we use the many types of sensor like RGB, multispectral, hyperspectral, thermal and LIDAR. Generally, RGB is the red, green, blue. With the help of we find out the image, and then multispectral. It is also provide the quality image, and then after that thermal. With the help of thermal, we also find out the image. Now LDAR. It is also with the help of LDAR we also find out the image. Now, madam, next. Okay, this is the major machine learning technique. With the help of you can find out the prediction of the image. First of all, regression is the most important learning method for yield estimation. Regression technique is a very easily handle, and when with the help of regression we can find out the prediction of the yield. Now next one, linear regression. With the help of linear regression, we also find out the prediction of the yield. Then multilinear regression and support vector regression, decision tree, random forest, and conventional neural network. This is the all types of machine learning technique. With the help you can find out the prediction of yield. Now next one. Now this is the methodology. With this methodology, you can find out the yield prediction. First of all, we collect the data with the help of image, and then image preprocessing, and after that we preprocessing the image, and then information extraction, then modeling design, and then after that modeling, training and testing. And last that, despite being simply linear regression is the most successful technique. The linear regression is the very good technique. With the help of you can find out the yield prediction. Now this is the references. With the help of we find out the this particular column and then use the regression technique. Thank you.
How did you find that linear regression?
Linear regression is better than other because the computational time is very less than other technique, and with the help of linear regression we can find out that easily extract the information of the image.
Now, I would like to invite our next author, Ashwini Gupta, who will be presenting on machine learning-based sentiment analysis of Hindi data with TF, IDF, and count vectorization.
Good afternoon, everybody. I sent you the email at that moment.
Sure.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Yeah. So my topic is, or title of the manuscript of presentation is machine learning based sentiment analysis of Hindi data. F1 of Hindi data by using TF, IDF and count vectorization, right? And my co-author is Dr. Utpal Sharma. He is my supervisor at Central University, Tejpur University. right? And we developed this under this outline, that is introduction related to data set aesthetic and methodology which we use. And they have four subparts, and then evaluation matrix, and then result and analysis, conclusion and future direction, and reference. Next. So natural language processing is itself a branch of computer science. It concerns of that how the computer can understand the text like that human understand, right? Like if sometimes we said the movie is not good, so computer should understand that it's a negative sentiment. The sentiment which we are expressing is a negative. So if the computer is being capable to do this, then it's come under the field of computer science, that is natural language processing. Right? And the sentiment analysis is to analyze that text and find out that what kind of sentiment or the opinion placed in that piece of text, although it's an implicitly present there. So it is if we say it in Hindi, then it's a bhavnaon ka visleshon. Next. So there are two kinds of sources which we can use for collection of these sentiments. They are either can previous or post-war. In case of previous sources, we can collect them from our friends and relatives or consumer reports in case the blogs, e-commerce sites, review sites, or the various decision forms. And sometimes our friends or our relative also suggest that this particular opinion about any commodity or an object. So this happens very occasionally, right? So these are the possible sources. Next. So this is the related one. Was the very first work was in 2008, and then okay. These are the related work which I included in. So here the packets of various domains, 7 domains we use, and the online sources we use are bbc.com, ESPN, crickinfo.com, and so on. And from those 7 sources we collected our review, right? And then we annotate them manually. Annotate means assigning them polarity, either they are positive or negative. And then after we translated them English also, and with the help of Google Translator, and I have been written here the URL, that is https://translate.google.co.in. Next. So this is the statistics of the data set which we have been developed, and we are working in bootstrap manner. It means still it is not completed. We are working on and on, right? And these are also various 7 domains: games, Corona, Bollywood, mobiles, cars, bikes, and laptops. And the positive and negative reviews are being written here. Like in case of games, 686 and 252, Corona 454, 481, and 655 means this complete chart present that how much sentences from the various domains, and in totality, the positive reviews are 4901 and the negative reviews are 1617. Next. So this is the methodology which we use. We took the Hindi data set and also performed the translation with the help of Google. two kind of techniques, that is either TF-IDF and the count vectorization. And once we find out that in case of support vector machine, the F1 score is highest among these six techniques. And also precision and recall is very good, that is more than 50%, right? And also for the English data set, we have been found that in both of the cases, TF and IDF and count vectorization, the F1 score is higher with respect to the rest of all of them. In case of SBM, it is higher. So our conclusion of one major conclusion of this experimental working, that the SBM works better in this case one in this data set, right? In both of the scenarios, in English and Hindi, right? So the conclusion after a few of the conclusion and repeated action are what we did, that the possible review based manually corrected these data set together, and precision and recall, these both are more than 50% in all of the scenarios. And support vector machine classified with higher F1 score, and more feature extraction techniques may be examined, feature reduction techniques may be considered, and some Hindi language related issues like word order. There are word order problems in Hindi exist, although English strictly uses the word order. We can handle word size. We will do it in future also. Word size ambiguity, spelling variations, and contextual information. This can be handled. Okay. And
Sunil, how many classes are there in your data set?
sir, only two.
Positive
Positive and negative.
and negative.
We are working we will include that neutral also. We are working with this.
So any standard data set available for Hindi?
Sir, sir, still for yeah, not too many. So one of the data set is developed in 2016 by one of the authors from IIT Patna. There is only still one or
So that data set is available for the researchers or not?
sir, we got the email, then they provide.
They can provide. So your data set is a balanced data set or it is
Imbalanced.
So what are you doing to make it balanced?
So basically, either we can increase the number of negative sentiment, negative reviews in this case, so that it will become equal to, because of, sir, it is not easy to find out the negative sentiment or reviews all the time. So we use the, see here we don't use accuracy, the average score, because it is the balance of both recall and precision. So in case of imbalanced data set, we have been studied that in case of imbalanced data set, average score gives proper results.
Okay.
So we didn't include the accuracy here.
Okay, thank you. So with this, we are going to conclude this session. In this session, total 6 papers were presented, mainly based on machine learning, covering different problem areas like remote sensing, agriculture, and natural language processing. Actually, only 2 research papers that I consider are actual research papers, one by Prachi Joshi and another by Ashwani Gupta. Other papers were mostly review papers. Okay? So in my opinion, these 2 papers are the best paper for research.
I would like to welcome Rajesh sir. वेलकम करने के लिए